Hey guys, welcome to Clix Corner. Today I'm just doing another quick Clix tip. Now, the last two I did of these were Incapacitate and Telekinesis, so go back and check those out if you're interested. And that's partially the reason why it took me so long to make video 3, because I kind of wanted to keep with the theme and do all the attack powers before moving on to anything else, but nothing else has came up that seems like it really needs talking about. So instead I'm just going to do leadership as an example of something I don't think is great game terminology. Now, the terminology typically reads, for all characters with this power or trait or team ability or whatever. And I think it could easily be misconstrued by beginners to mean you apply the effect for every character, for each character with the effect, rather than one time for every character with the effect. And so I'm going to sort of read out leadership and explain what I mean. So at the beginning of your turn, for all characters that can use this power, action total +1. So you could think for all characters you get +1. In reality, they should have really called this a unique modifier. You know, one of those game terms that they have in the game and are going to keep in the game, but there's so many game terms in the game that they're trying to get rid of loads, but they could have easily just said it's a unique modifier and would have completely clarified this completely, but, you know, whatever. It's not my place to say how they should word things, even if it is obvious. So the way this works is you get +1 to your action total, despite however many characters you might have with leadership. Now, the second example I have of this is the Zombie Horde and Marvel Knight traits. Zombie Horde reads, at the beginning of your turn, for all characters with this trait, choose one, move or close, and then you get those as free actions for that turn. Or rather, they don't count against your action total. And what this basically means is, for all characters with this trait, you apply that one effect. You don't make the decision for all characters with this trait. And I thought this was worth sort of talking about. So by a similar token with the Marvel Knights, you choose a minimum 10 attack or wild cards, and they all get that. I don't think it's an amazingly worded term, but I think it's right. It's not incorrect language or anything. It's just you could easily misinterpret it. It would make sense to read, for all characters that can use this power, you get +1, for example. I'm going to keep talking about leadership now. At the beginning of your turn, you may roll a d6, and on a 5 or 6, remove an action token from an adjacent friendly character that's less points or shares a keyword. So, I wanted to talk about the history of leadership because it quite amuses me. It started off as a terrible power, and, it's pretty good now with all the buffs. But essentially, it started off, roll a d6, on a 5 or 6, get +1 to your action total. And then they added, because of characters like Sergeant Rock and other people sort of making the power a bit better, they added, at the beginning of your turn, remove an action token as well if you get the d6 result. Now the original power of gaining an action is just a passive effect that you automatically get, and the dice roll is now only applied to the second added effect. I think that's incredibly funny, because it's like, it started off here, and then in came the second effect, and then all of a sudden the dice roll just went for that. And it's like, if you didn't know better, you'd think the action total +1 was like the buff or something. And I'll also say that they made it better again with these rules by making it so that you can remove any point value without a keyword. Before, it had to be a low point value, but yeah. So sharing keywords is really good too. So leadership is a really good power now, because you automatically get the +1 to your action total. The one thing you need to remember is that it is just a +1. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.